So we all have our favorite Joshi wrestlers, right? But what about those Joshis who don't get the same amount of love and appreciation as the rest? Hello everyone, my name is Troy and welcome to my Joshi Journals, and here are 5 underrated Joshi wrestlers that I think you guys need to add to your stan list. So starting off with number 1, we have Rika Tatsumi. Alright, hear me out, you TJPW fans, because you're probably wondering, why am I calling a TJPW Grand Slam champion underrated, right? That makes no sense, quote unquote. But hear me out, because when I was getting into TJPW, people were suggesting me matches with Shoko Nakajima, Miyu Yamashita, Mizuki, Yuka Sakazaki, Maki Ito, Miyu Watanabe, the list goes on and on and on, right? But no one was telling me about Rika Tatsumi, and I was wondering, she looks pretty legit. You know, her look was a huge selling point for me, this white gear and this cunty-ass bob that she has going on. You know what I mean? But for some reason, people just don't talk about her the same way they talk about Shoko, or Miyu Yamashita, or Maki Ito, if that makes sense. But I think I might have it figured out. I feel like Rika Tatsumi to TJPW is what Momo Watanabe is to Stardom right now. In a similar way of what Natalia is to WWE. She's that dependable worker that the company often puts in these big-time matchups to go up against the top champions for a really good match. So she's very dependable, and because of that, I think she's often overlooked. So I feel like because she's dependable and that she's often relied to put someone over, people don't necessarily see her technically on the same level. But she absolutely is. She's one of my, if not my favorite wrestler in TJPW right now. So she calls herself the White Dragon, and she's a very technical wrestler. Okay, that's Rika Saber Jr. But on top of that, she's also very agile. She's not afraid to go to the top rope with some diving hip attacks, which she absolutely loves. And for me, the turning point that made me become a fan of Rika Tatsumi was her Princess of Princess Championship match against Shoko Nakajima at Summer Sun Princess 2022. Oh my god, that match... yeah, just go watch it. Please bless thy eyes. Hey guys, quick break before we continue. I want to help spread the word about the upcoming TJPW Live in Texas tour. Thanks to our friends at Tokyo Story who are helping make it happen. TJPW will be in Houston on July 10 and 11, and Dallas on July 13. Your favorite TJPW wrestlers such as Mizuki, Shoko Nakajima, Miyu Watanabe, Suzume, and Miyu Yamashita have already been confirmed, so these are huge shows that you don't want to miss. I'll drop all the show details and ticket information in the description, so do check that out if you're interested. Now back to the video. Alright, moving on to number 2, and technically number 3 as well, we have Yurika Oka and Mio Momono from Marvelous and Sendai Girls. Yeah, so they're a tag team. They're a very fruity... I don't think I should have used that term, but they are a very fruity tag team. They call themselves Bob Bob Momo Banana. So Yurika Oka is the one from Sendai Girls and Mio Momono is from Marvelous. So listen, they're from 2 different companies, so how the hell did they become a tag team? I have no idea, but you just put them together and for some reason, it makes absolute sense. Okay, like these two look amazing. They give me the same vibes as Daisy Monkey from TJPW, and now that I mentioned that, I low-key need that dream match. And listen, anyone who knows me knows that I love a fast-paced, highly energetic wrestler, so imagine just put 2 of them combined into one team like Daisy Monkey or Bob Bob Momo Banana in Yurika and Mio, like, I instantly became a fan, okay? They are literally just that. So I actually first got exposed to them in Sariism, and these 2 individually were really good wrestlers. But together, as a tag team, oh my god. Absolutely phenomenal. I've seen so much of their matches in Sendai Girls and Marvelous alike, and they are former Sendai Girls World Tag Team Champions 2-time, might I add. And they've just gone up against top teams in Joshi right now, and I don't know, I just feel like they deserve more recognition. And I feel like Joshi Tag Team Wrestling deserves more recognition in general. And I feel like Yurika and Mio are perfect representations of what classic Joshi Tag Team Wrestling is. And yeah, I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Moving on to number 4, we have Kaya Toribami from TJPW. Now this is the definition of underrated, okay? And maybe I'm biased because I met her in Singapore. If you don't know, I met her. Here's a picture of us. And I saw her wrestle live, and trust me when I say the name Toribami, I know Tori means bird, I think, in Japanese. It's not just a name, okay? This girl can fly. This girl can fly. Like, she starts off with a moonsault and twists into like a senton. Like, I have no idea how that girl does it, but she's super quick. She can catch her opponents off guard. And in my opinion, she has what it takes to become a future international princess champion. And speaking of that, I feel like her and Suzume for the teal belt, girl, they're about to cook. But yeah, so far she's mostly just been like, you know, on the sidelines, just in these random tag matches. And, you know, TJPW tag matches are fun, but not everyone really gets a chance to shine, especially when it's extremely multi-women. But someone who really stands out to me in these matches is Kaya Toribami. So I hope my girl gets that moment to shine. Maybe this year. I'm praying, manifesting that. And that brings me to number 5. We have Takumi Iroha. Now, hear me out, because I know that she's the ace of Marvelous and all. But I think what makes me consider her underrated is the fact that Marvelous isn't as accessible to viewers outside of Japan. And because of that, people just don't have that extra incentive or initiative to watch Marvelous as a whole, as a promotion, you know, compared to watching something like Stardom or TJPW. But who knows? Who knows? Now that Marvelous is on Wrestle Universe, it could potentially make, you know, Takumi become more recognized. Maybe. But speaking on Takumi as a wrestler herself, I also got exposed to her in Sariism. And Sari out here low-key educating the masses. Like, she's out here giving me these names that I never really knew of when I first got into Joshi. And she's telling you guys, these are the girls to stand, okay? These are the girls to stand. So Takumi is a very vicious striker with that classic powerhouse Joshi moveset. Okay, this girl can throw these kicks, but she can also throw these German suplexes when she feels like it. Okay, do not mess with Takumi Iroha. And she's also, as of the time of recording, the GHC Women's Champion. And I really hope Noah does capitalize on her, because I feel like she could really do a lot for the Noah GHC Women's Championship in a similar way of what Mayu did for the IWGP Women's title. So I hope Noah makes use of her, puts her on those shows, and gives her these top big fight feels with really competitive opponents, because Takumi Iroha is someone that you guys need to be watching. Okay? Okay. So those are my 5 picks, but we're not going to stop there. I asked you guys in the Joshi Journal's Discord server, which, if you're not on there, link is in the description below, as well as some other Discord servers for your guys' thoughts to name one Joshi wrestler that you guys consider underrated. So we're going to be reading some of that right now. So we have Nat, who says Shino Suzuki from TJPW because her whole gag is that she is a constant loser and it's a good bit. No, she's actually quite technical and skilled at selling, but she literally doesn't win because she is supposed to lose. You know what? She's a rookie, so I feel like she has a long way to go, but honestly, in my full non-sugarcoating defense, I have just not really paid attention to a lot of Shino Suzuki, or in any of her matches in TJPW, so who knows? Maybe next time I'll be more conscious and really observe how well she is in the ring. I'm so sorry, Shino Suzuki. No shade. Okay, we also have Bim, who says Sumika Yanagawa is so aesthetically pleasing to watch in the ring. I'm so sorry, I have no idea who this woman is. I'm going to be researching after this. I'm going to be looking up some of these matches, some of these girls, and see what each of them can do. They also said, of course you have the Inaba sisters who seem to take all the spotlight in JTO, but Yanagawa can go. And that's what I mean with Takumi Iroha. I feel like a big reason as to why they are considered underrated or unrecognized is because the promotions aren't as accessible to the fans. So who knows, maybe JTO, come on, Wrestle Universe, let's go. We have Glenn, who named one from each of the promotions that I think he watches. So Stardom, Saki Kashima, he wants to see her go for the major singles. Interesting. You know what? Saki does pull out these flash pins out of nowhere, so Who knows? She might pick Saya Kamitani out of nowhere. We also have Kaya Toribami and Moka Miyamoto. See, I told you guys, Kaya Toribami is super underrated. Like, she's super athletic in the ring, but she just needs that moment to shine. And Moka Miyamoto, I think I did enjoy that match she had with Yuki Arai from last year's Grand Princess. Or was it Wrestle Princess? I'm not sure. Whichever one it was for the teal belt. And in Marigold, he says, Natsumi Shozuki, even winning the inaugural Superfly title, she hasn't done much after losing it. That is so true. Like, when I first watched Marigold, Natsumi was the one who really stood out to me because she did this running Meteora, which gagged me as fuck. And, I don't know, after losing the belt to, was it Yuzuki? I don't think she's done much, you know, but I'm pretty sure he's ready for the, whatever the white belt is. The United National title. Yeah, that one. She's ready for it. And then for Sendai Girls, Yumi Oka. Who is that? Never heard of that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be doing lots of research after this. Fred says Tomoka Inaba. Same thoughts. Tomoka is absolutely fantastic. She just needs that. I don't know. She isn't Stardom, but JTO as a whole just needs to be more accessible, I think, to more fans. John says Mei Suruga is underrated because she's so locked in with Choco Pro. It seems like no company commits to featuring her consistently and effectively. She would make a great international princess. Listen, Mei Suruga is, I feel like, similar thoughts. I mean, Choco Pro is very accessible, but I feel like because it's a very entertainment, fun-going, easygoing promotion, not very, I mean, it's, I don't want to say unserious, but it is unserious, like, right, in a comedic way. Maybe that's why she does get overlooked as a serious competitor, but I have seen this girl live. I've spoken to her live. There's just no one like her. High energy, just bubbly fun. Like, she's very short, but she will make the most out of her size to make sure that she comes out on top. Okay? I know you guys have seen that Azumi and Mei Suruga match. Brad says Saya Ida. Fans know how awesome small Saya is, but no one outside of the fan base ever talks about her being one of the coolest, most awesome wrestlers around. Wingori is one of the best tag teams in the world that no one brings up. You know what? That is true. And I will admit that it took me a while to get into Saya Ida because I was like, she's a powerhouse, but like she's super tiny. How does this make sense? And I feel like when I was getting to Stardom, there were just so much bigger names that I really looked into. Like, Saya Kamitani was white belt champion at the time. Mina Shirakawa recently won the white belt. Tamakano and Julia were having their thing. And I was just not paying attention to the lower card, right? At least at the time. But now that she's, Goddess of Stardom champion with Hanan, like, I can really see how hard she hits. And that she actually pops off and is very beast mode when she wants to. So, yeah, I'm so sorry, Saya Ida, that it took me this long, but I'm a fan now. And then Bio says Soy. Here's the thing. Where have I seen this girl? I've seen her somewhere. I'm not sure if it was a Sadiism or if it was in Sendai Girls, but I have seen this girl. No idea what she does, but first impressions, it's giving powerhouse with high energy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do more research. I'm so sorry, Bio. No idea what this is, but I'll be checking her out. We have Umino. This is Shota Umino. Hi, Shota. Hey. And they said Azusa because at least she is. You know what? That's exactly the point of the question. Who do you consider underrated? Because we all have our own interpretations, but I feel like Azusa is a very fair answer. I feel like she's also underrated in relation to her sister, like relative to Tomoka. I feel like when I first got into the Inaba sisters, Tomoka was the one who really stood out to me because she felt more intense, whereas Azusa, listen, I got into Azusa through Stardom. She was with hate. She was just kicking people during interferences, so I really never got to see what she could do solo. But after seeing her match with Tomoka recently, like, Azusa is that bitch. Okay, like, she's that bitch. Okay, we also have Evie saying Lady C. Listen, you guys, I am a Lady C defender as fuck. I know she's not the greatest wrestler in the world, but she's just super beautiful. She's such a lady. She's literally a Lady C. You know what I mean? I feel like that just appeals to me so much that she's embracing her femininity in the ring. And again, she's not the greatest wrestler in the world, and she's a very, very much an enhancement talent, aka a jobber. But I believe that one day she will have everyone gagged. She will have that white belt championship match and put everyone at the edge of their seats. Okay, and you guys will be there saying Troy was right. Lady C was huge. Just saying. And lastly, we have Drax, who also says Natsumi Shozuki, girl has the looks, the moves, just has trouble standing out amongst her colleagues. One of her colleagues being Kairi. Yeah, I remember I did a watch along for like, I think it was like Io and Mayu versus Natsumi Shozuki and someone in the very, very early days of Stardom. And Natsumi was really, really good in that match. And seeing her now in Marigold, with the Superfly title, with the reign that she had amazing matches with Misa Matsui and Yuzuki. But since then, I feel like she's just really been just floating around, just floating along. So yeah, I hope they do see more in her because I really feel like she has what it takes to challenge for the United National title. So yeah, those were your guys' submissions. Thanks to everyone who provided their answers. And yeah, hopefully this video helps you viewers check out some of these girls, see what they're up to, because there are really a lot of talented names out there in Joshi wrestling, and I feel like it's super oversaturated. Like the industry is super oversaturated that a lot of names get lost in the mix, but they're just equally as good as some of the competitors if given the same chance to shine. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning into the video. Be sure to subscribe to the Joshi Journal's YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social media pages at Joshi Journal. So yeah, that's all. Stay safe and enjoy your Joshi wrestling. Bye!